So welcome to the Spring-Summer Sandler update in the UK, what we're seeing in the marketplace across the country. One of the overlying statistics we're seeing is that there is real growth in the economy. I know we've heard it in the news, but we can really relate that back to what we're seeing from our franchisees. In fact, year on year, if we look at the first quarter in 2014 compared to the first quarter in 2013, across the Sandler network in the UK, the overall turnover is up over 42%. Just on last quarter, from the end of last quarter in 2013 to this first quarter in 2014, we're seeing up 12%. So I think in the economy as a whole, there is this general upsurge, and it's no longer a survival mode. It is, are people positioned to take advantage of the growth? Are they going to be able to take their fair market share? Are they positioned to take that growth and regain some of the margins they've lost over the last 2-3 years? That's what that's what Sandler franchisees are able to help their clients with. Very much along with this is how we at Sandler are positioning ourselves for us and each franchisee in the marketplace. We're very much positioning ourselves in the sales consultancy positioning. Now, again, very much people are still coming to us, and maybe the initial inquiry is for sales training, and that's what we're seeing. So let me explain how we put this message across to our clients. They'll come back to us initially and say, or come to us and say, can Sandler help upskill my people? Can you give our people the skills to make them sell more, be more effective, more efficient? And we say, sure, we can do that. But that might be a short-term fix, and it might not be the real problem. Let me tell you how we've evolved Sandler to the position where we are, more into this sales consultancy. Because we started with that, can you upskill my people? Now the problem with that is, when we were training those people, we might have a company that's got 6 salespeople. We'd give them the same training, and what we found was, these 3 people got better, and these 3 people it made no difference to. And it used to worry us more than it worried our clients. But we want to have 100% referable business. So what I didn't want to happen is when a new prospect was talking to an existing client saying, does this Sandler material work? What I didn't want to hear from our existing client was half the time. So then we started to look at profiling people, looking at the people we're taking on board to try and say, well, why did these 6 people not work and these 3 people did work? So we started to bring in some profiling so that when we start working with the company, before we start training them, we can have a pretty good idea for our clients, say, well, these 3, I don't think we're going to make any difference to. So now we can start and set that expectation beforehand. Then these 3 people got better, and they were bringing extra sales in. What we found then, if the company didn't have the structure in place to support them, if they didn't have the tools, if they didn't have the right KPIs they were measuring, if they didn't have the right compensation plan, if they didn't have the right CRM tools and management tools to help people manage those people, then what would happen was they would reach the salespeople would find that they were reaching a level where they couldn't get any better in the company, and so they would leave and join another company that was more forward thinking. So what that meant was sometimes our members were training people for them to get better, but to leave and go and work for the competition. So now we work with our clients to make sure we've got that structure in place. And then that structure in place has got to support the strategy of the company. What are the long-term strategic goals of the company in terms of growth, margin, profit, new business, exit strategy for the owners? So we've got to start there and bring up, so that we encompass all those pieces, and that's why we get stickiness, longevity with our clients, and we can truly come there and be that sales consultancy. But an example of that might have been where a company came to us and said, we've got 20 people, we've heard of Sandler, we think it's good stuff, we've got an amount of money that we want for you to give a 2-day quick start to our people. Now we went back to them and said, well, yeah, we could use that and it would make some difference. But if we want to have a long-term improvement in your people, we've got to look at the right people, the structures in place, are we saying the right things? And we've managed to extend that and say over the first 12 months, in the first 12 months, the amount they're paying us has grown by 4-fold. Because what we're saying is making sense, they're in it for the long term, and so are we with our clients. So with our clients, we want to be here for a minimum of 12 months and more likely in terms of years.